Willkommen zurück zu The Outer Worlds.
Here we go.
Auch ganz viele von diesen Freaks. Na komm.
Don't mess with us.
Was haben wir denn hier? Los, aufbrechen. Von den Bob bekommen. Kann man gerade. Ich glaube, das Ding macht mehr Schaden. Ja, guck mal an. Gut, modifizieren. Sehr schön. Magazin. Strahlenplasma. Visier. Ist bereits verbaut. Okay. Escape zurück. Tüfteln. Komm. Mal gucken, wie das Scharfschützengewehr so ist. Leer. Haben die gar nicht mitbekommen. So schlecht im Zielen. Wildes Mütter. Das fies hin. Ah.
This is Silvio Tran, setting a new record for the Grand Colonial Bellhops Laundry Cart League. If you're listening to this, you're listening to history. And Daltrey, as we agreed, when I win, you're scraping terrorist shit off the windows for the rest of your contract. And you can stow the fear of heights routine because there's no way you're weaseling out of that, pal. Here goes. That's... Move the box! No! Not... No!
Ja, du bist tot. Ja, oder Nahrungsverwertungsreservat. Okay. Und wer bist du?
We heading inside, Captain? Don't worry, I got your back.
Das ist also eine Wollkuh. Legal Hunting Supplies.
Gunther, I need to ask you something.
Who in the hell is Gunter?
Was
I
hast du denn?
told you to call me. Welcome to Hunter Legal's Legal Hunter Supplies. I am Hunter Legal. How might I help you today?
Was ist das denn? Sag mal, was du verkaufen hast.
Hunter Supplies. Get your Hunter Supplies.
Waffen. Okay. Nicht wildet, ne? Oh ja. Naja. Die Händler sind echt nutzlos hier. Oh, da ploppt er einfach auf.
Here we go! Nice one!
Nice hit! And that's how it's done, Captain.
Ja, das Ziel müssen wir nochmal üben, glaube ich. Ja. Umgefallen.
Candy Canyon? Is that because we taste like lollipops to raptidons?
Let's go!
Na komm. Den hat's zerlegt. Gott, ist er stark. In die Fresse. Und tschüss. So, was haben wir denn hier? Verlassener Riser-Bunker.
If this is a cult, who am I kidding? It's a cult.
Alter.
Hold your judgment until you meet them. Some of my best friends were from Graham's camp.
Ja, komm schon. Ist doch keiner. Ich nehme mich mit, was ich kriegen kann. Doch, hier ist einer. Okay, hier sind ganz viele.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Okay.
Fruitful and productive welcome, brother. I had a feeling you would visit me. I offer a wide variety of productivity seminars. I hope you'll consider taking one. Ah, but I should remember my manners. To what do I owe the pleasure of the Special Inspector's arrival?
Woher wusstest du?
My disciples come to and from the Grand Colonial, bringing supplies and information. Knowing what happens at the hotel affects my livelihood, after all.
Beten des Profits.
With that said, I'd love to involve you in one of my productivity seminars.
Egal wie so eine
We
WhatsApp-Gruppe.
should clear you of all those nasty, nasty humors hampering your potential.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Any statements by Ms. Helen about us were blown out of proportion and altered by the media. In fact, she quite recently... Ah, excuse me. I seem to be remembering something that never happened. Whatever the case, I'm sure her speech about us was all a misunderstanding.
Okay. Es tut mir leid, Prophetin, aber dafür ist reicht die Zeit leider nicht. Aber einen Mord aufzuklären.
Yes, I understand the pressure of one's employment all too well. We've lately been looking into more ways to bolster the retreat stock of bits. But you needn't worry about how this little conversation is affecting my livelihood, brother. Please, take your time. I'm delighted to extend my desire to aid you, brother. How might I assist?
Bitte antwortet aufrichtig.
I'm surprised. I wouldn't think the two of us would have much to discuss about her. We may have had some terse interactions before her death, which I most certainly regret. But beyond those, well, never mind. What would you care to know?
Okay. Ich habe gehört, nicht gut aufeinander zu sprechen
I
wart.
wouldn't necessarily say that. The media tends to exaggerate. I will admit that her remarks about my seminars were rather unfortunate. However, I certainly wouldn't sharpen any sabers over it, if that's what you mean to imply. I only do that when my clients skimp on their bills.
Okay, hattest du Kontakt zu denen?
I did not. She had no interest in my seminars, and I had no interest in attempting to convert a stubborn actress. Why would I have had any cause to engage with her further?
Okay, wo warst du zum Zeitpunkt der Ermordung?
Why, I've been at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve for quite some time now, as my disciples can attest. In fact, I haven't visited the Colonials since I arrived several weeks ago. Bad energies, you understand.
Lass über etwas anderes
I hope
reden.
you now realize that I had nothing to do with Helen's demise. Of course,
Fragen stellen.
in order to reach the apex of true productivity, I have learned to be a completely open person, except about my productivity secrets. While
Yeah.
it may seem strange initially, this bunker offers a controlled, safe environment for attendees to get away from the distractions and amenities of the Grand Colonial. As for why this place is no longer inhabited by Rizos, I couldn't say. But no one's been around to evict us, so I won't complain regarding the rent savings.
Ist also eine Produktivitätsexpertin.
Indeed, I am. I spent 10 years wandering around Halcyon with nothing but a light cruiser and several million of my Byzantine father's bits for comfort. I've been to places I bet you've only heard whispers about. Scylla, Tartarus. I even flew past Monarch. Not close enough to see the gunships, of course, but close.
Okay, das ist alles, was ich wissen
I
wollte.
hope this line of questioning was sufficiently enlightening.
Die Frau ist seltsam.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis suggests this to be a variety of herbs. Herbs have been uniformly treated with a pungent chemical mix. Warning: ingesting, smoking, or inserting non-corporation sanctioned substances into your ears may be harmful to your health. Side
Okay.
effects from extended exposure include dizziness, nausea, and unconsciousness. Additional likelihood of organ shutdown and/or death.
Okay. Wie wurden diese Kräuter wahrscheinlich verwendet?
Prior analysis suggests these herbs reach peak effectiveness when users burn them and inhale the resulting smoke. Whether or not this increased effectiveness is good for an afflicted individual has yet to
Also
be
Brokkoli.
determined.
Kannst du die Chemikalien, mit der dieser Kräuter behandelt wurden, analysieren?
Analyzing complete. Substance appears to be a mix of industrial solvents and various essential oils. Substances include woolly cow dander remover, sprat oil, and starship surface wax.
Kräuter probieren. Okay. Trifft aber auch die meisten Arten von Stiefeln zu.
hypothesizing potential side effects from herb consumption. Most likely outcome, decapitation. Slight possibility of calculation error.
Alles klar. Alles klar. Wir gucken uns noch mal ein bisschen um hier.
Gotta keep going. I can feel my inner negativity.
Wer bist denn du?
Hello. Welcome to the Prophet of Profitability's Private Prosperity Retreat. Stay positive, and soon all your humors will be balanced. Least, that's what I keep telling myself. Anyway, I'm Aaliyah Mason. I work as the Prophet's right-hand woman. What can I do for you?
Kennst du die Prophetin gut?
Of course. I've been studying under her for years. I know each of her techniques more or less by heart, and even have some variations of my own, such as the quintuple daily stomach purges. She's promised me that I'd be allowed to open my own branch of the retreat someday soon. Of course, I've been waiting on someday soon for coming up on 4 years now. I'm sure it's gonna happen anytime now.
Okay.
Oh my. Yes, this is important enough for me to delay my bi-hourly self-flagellation. Ask away.
Zerwürfnisse.
Yes, the circumstances there are quite unfortunate. For a time, the Prophet was completely despondent. Even the hot coal walks weren't buoying her spirits as they usually do. However, we recently had a high-profile visitor whose presence seemed to alleviate whatever the Prophet's fears were.
Wer war's?
I'm actually not entirely certain. It was a surreptitious visit that stood out because it was surreptitious. Whoever it was must have paid the Prophet quite a lot to keep things quiet. At least that's the only reason I can think of for intentionally keeping things so hush-hush.
Hush.
I was here at the retreat in the company of the other disciples and clients. I rarely have more than a few minutes of alone time. Which is fine, of course. I do what I do in the service of the Prophet, who will, I'm sure, reward me for my sacrifice. Eventually.
Eventually.
Well, by and large, no. But something rather odd did happen regarding the Prophet recently. A few hours after our high-profile visitor arrived a couple of days ago, the Prophet asked me to take over sessions for the remainder of the day. At first, I was excited. Thought it was my chance to show her what I could do in charge. But then I saw that she was deeply worried about something. No one saw her until the next day.
Okay, das war's erst einmal.
Certainly.
Wiedersehen.
Actually, before you go, I want to report something suspicious. I noticed the Prophet dragging something, a bundle, away from the retreat after that high-profile guest arrived. Normally, I'm the one who does her laundry, so it was strange. Especially because whatever she was dragging seemed oddly human-shaped.
Okay. So, wie prüfen wir das Alibi? 17 Meter. Können wir das ohne weiteres hacken?
Gotta keep going. I can feel my inner negativity seeping out of me.
Boah. Aha. Okay.
Identifying human footprints leading out into the wilderness. It is unusual for productivity disciples to wander more than a few feet from the camp.
Das ist nicht meine, oder?
Scanning. No. No traces of aether dust, blood, or dimethyl sulfoxide found. Judging by footprint depressions and shoe size, these prints were either made by the Prophet of Profitability or Adjutant Sophia Akande. Error. Recalibrating. These footprints were made by the Prophet of Profitability. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Detected additional tracks belonging to the Prophet of Profitability.
Was haben wir denn hier?
Timeline discrepancy detected additional tracks belonging to the Prophet of Profitability. Timeline discrepancy detected additional tracks belonging to the Prophet of Profitability.
Na, was war denn hier?
Judging by the shape of this indentation in the dirt, a person of medium height and build laid here for a number of hours. Scanning for other details. Only additional signs of disturbance are a few marks in the dirt.
Vielleicht eine Leiche liegen?
Theorizing. Potentially, but unlikely. Less than 0.01% human blood/muscle tissue detected in area. Eridanos wildlife is not known to consume meals neatly. More likely that individual was only unconscious and left of their own accord.
Okay. Okay, wir sollten vorsichtig sein. Er ist hin. Fuck.
Everyone all right?
Mrs. Prophetin.
Welcome back, brother. I'm delighted to extend my desire to aid you, brother. How might I assist?
Okay.
Who said that? I'll be sure to give them a special seminar on not needlessly implicating the person who puts food on their table. It was a bundle of clothing, brother. Even productivity geniuses need to do laundry from time to time.
Aha.
Yes. I suppose the more quickly we get off this subject, the better. I had a visitor, yes. But as it turned out, some of my productivity techniques were too much for them. I had to drag them out by hand. But their peers came and collected them shortly thereafter. I'm sure whichever attendee it was is perfectly safe now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? What did you find there? What did I dump? No, I think you're mistaken. There was nothing there, I suspect, and without evidence, I don't expect to be accosted further.
Okay. Du sagst, du hättest vor Helens Tod keinen Kontakt mehr zu ihr gehabt,
Yes,
richtig?
that's correct. She made it clear that my seminars were of no interest to her. Well, I suppose that does complicate things. Whatever the case, I didn't care to mention Helen's change in decision because she never showed up. I don't see how it matters.
Okay.
I'm pleased that you noticed. Excellent eye, brother. The compound they're treated with is my own invention, designed to unlock an individual's true productive potential when burned. I can't say any more. Trade secrets, you know.
Ah, sie scheint giftig zu sein. Giftig genug.
Clever work, Inspector. It seems even I can't slide my way out of the trap you've so intricately weaved. I admit it. I killed Helen. By mistake. Helen changed her mind and wanted to attend one of my sessions. I, knowing the importance of the seminar, desired to truly galvanize her, though not to stop her heart. So when it came time, I chose to double Helen's dosage of productivity-enhancing herbs. I left her to meditate, and when I returned, she was dead. After that, I entered a less than coherent state. One of my disciples, it seems, witnessed me as I dragged Helen's body out into the wilderness.
Wildnis, du hast die Leiche in...
Do you jest? The guests at the Colonial eat no shortage of strange things, but I think corpses are perhaps too strange. The creatures of the wilderness are much less picky. Besides, the hotel is ridiculously far. I couldn't have made it all that way without someone realizing I was dragging a corpse.
Okay. Weißt du, ich glaube nicht, dass du irgendjemanden getötet hast.
What? Is this some kind of joke? You're an inspector. It's your job to arrest me, isn't it?
Glaube ich nicht.
No. Someone must have moved it after I killed her. One of my business rivals, waiting for me to fall into a false sense of security so they can strike.
Okay.
I don't believe you. I think this is all a trick. You're trying to catch me in a lie. Get me to reveal my productivity secrets.
Einzige, was du getan hast, ist hochgradig verletzt zu handeln.
You can't trick me. I finally discovered what's happening. You've been paid off. Someone else learned that I killed Helen and is going to use that information to blackmail me. You think I'm going to let this injustice happen? Ha! Tell the constable that I killed Helen. It's 1,000 times less miserable than whatever my enemies have planned.
Stimmt mit ihr denn nicht? Du willst in den Knast? Ich weiß nicht. Ich muss erstmal überlegen, wie ich verhaften sollte.
You monster! What am I supposed to do now? They'll be here soon. And once they arrive, I'll be powerless. Powerless! I just want to go to prison! Is that so wrong?
Okay. So. Penthouse.
Inspector? Ms. Leva earned that title, but not for the reasons you'd expect. The profit business has been profitable for the hotel. Not so much for Ms. Leva's followers. So, tell me, what did you find?
Sie möchte wirklich dringend verhaftet werden. Ich denke, sie ist eine Betrügerin.
Ms. Leva's techniques have no basis in modern science. but she makes bits hand over fist. If that makes her a fraud, then she's only as fraudulent as our corporate leaders. Does the Prophet strike you as a reasonable candidate for Helen's murderer?
Sie muss in Gewahrsam genommen werden, bis die Ermittlung abgeschlossen ist. Aber nicht festgelegt, aber nein, ich bezweifle, dass sie es war. Vielleicht muss sie in Gewahrsam genommen werden, bis meine Ermittlung abgeschlossen ist.
Arresting the Prophet could spell the end of her career. But that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Thank you for the update, Inspector. I'll include everything you've told me in my official report.
Gut. Leute, das war's mit dieser Folge. Wir sehen uns das nächste Mal. Ciao.